Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Cameron, and I help lead the Salesforce Marketing Cloud Developers Group. Today, we've got Arthur, who's going to be talking about what was formerly known as Datarama, and I don't know why they ever changed the name because I think everyone still calls it that. But we're going to learn more about the Marketing Cloud Intelligence Datarama platform. So before we do that, just a quick couple of ads for upcoming events. For those in Melbourne, we're organising with the other Marketing Cloud groups in Melbourne, because Melbourne is the home of the Salesforce Marketing Cloud Developers Group, an end-of-year party in early December. We'll be talking about that real soon, so please come along if you can. In November, we've got part 2 of what we did earlier with Chris on Interaction Studio, so that should be interesting. We're also going to a weekly event format instead of monthly, so we're hoping to get some more topics out. So have a look at the developers group on LinkedIn, where people are sharing their ideas for those events. We've got some really interesting events coming up very shortly. So lots happening. Today, Arthur is going to talk to us about, I'm going to call it Datarama because that's how I understand it, and talk through, I'll let Arthur introduce what he'll talk about. But at the end of presentation, we'll do Q&A, so just hold off any questions until then. If you do have questions, make sure you put them in the chat. I'll make sure the Q&A in the chat is on. So without any further ado, Arthur, you've got the floor.
Yeah, perfect. So thank you everyone and welcome to this new presentation about Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence. My name is Arthur Backouche and I'm a Salesforce Marketing Cloud consultant that work at Sky Solution. We are implementing a range of different Salesforce solutions from B2C commerce to Datarama Marketing Cloud Intelligence and Salesforce Core, but I'm focusing on the Marketing Cloud product. And today we will speak about Marketing Cloud Intelligence. I implemented this presentation in 3 parts. The first part will be about understanding the current challenge of a marketer. The second part will be more about presenting why we should use Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence. And the third part will be a demo of the solution. So just a few interesting facts about Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence. The original name was, this platform has been acquired by Salesforce in 2018 for $600 million. This is an Israeli company, and at the time when Salesforce bought it, they used to have 18 offices around the world, and their headquarters were located in New York. And also the founders are Ran Sharing and Catherine Rebrand. As a marketer, there is 4 main keys to succeed in digital. The first key is to know your customer. You need to be able to aggregate external data source and internal data source to do some customer profiling. The second step is to personalize the interaction with your customer. You are more likely to generate new customers and to improve the loyalty of your customer if you are able to personalize your communication. This can start with a simple personalization of the first name, but with high-end product, it can go really far and deep in the personalization. Step is to engage across the overall journey. You need to deliver the right message at the right time. And the fourth and last key is to visualize and understand the data that you have generated with your marketing action. And Marketing Cloud Intelligence is the best tool to get access to this visualization. So why it's the best tool? Well, Marketing Cloud is the #1 marketing product on the market today. And there is a reason for that. In fact, Salesforce acquired a lot of different products that are solving the actual marketer problems. So they understand exactly what the marketer like you and me need to succeed in their journey. And Marketing Cloud is integrated with all of these products to provide like a platform where you can access the data across all your different Salesforce marketing products. Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence offers a tool to visualize data and chart across all your system. So you can have one dashboard with a lot of different data sources, but you can also get insight and recommendation based on your actual data. So it's GPS of based on your action. Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence can tell you where to go next to succeed. And on top of that, it's simple and easy to use as it has been built for the end user. You don't require to call an IT manager or to call your IT department to implement a feature. It's made for you and you can do it easily. And the last step is that you can harmonize your data. Just give you a simple example for that. On Instagram, you have what we call the follower. It's people that follow your account. On YouTube, when you have a channel, you have people that follow your video. We call that subscriber. It's the same thing. It's just people that follow your account, but the naming are different. So Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence provides a tool that will harmonize the different terminology across the system, provide like one view for all your different data sources. So this is great because today there is so many systems available for a marketer. And a marketer will ask himself two questions. What my return on investment? Where do I spend money next? And what should I do to improve my strategy? The issue with that is that usually a marketer doesn't sell only one product. He sells a lot of different products with different verticals across different regions. And on top of that, all the marketing action have different objectives. There is some campaign for reaching new people. There is some campaign for engaging with new people. There is some campaign to convert people into customers. And on top of that, there are different software available. And this will become more and more important in the upcoming years. Today, in 2022, there is around 5,000 solutions available on the market. Mainstream, 5,000 marketing mainstream solution available on the market for the marketer. But in 2030, we will count more than 20,000 mainstream software where you should invest your time and your be outdated. So I have one question. What tool could we use to aggregate all this data into one place? There is a solution. This is Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence, where the platform where you can integrate all the different data source and platform in one and easy to understand dashboard. And this will help you across three main challenges that we are meeting. First one is the transparency. Help you to understand where in my marketing strategy there is some negative aspect, where I'm failing in my marketing strategy, where I waste my money, because you will understand your overall process and the data that you are generating by doing marketing. Then the speed. You will be able to get the information faster. You will be able to adapt faster without asking another department or another agency, what are the numbers? How am I performing? Because everything will be accessible on your Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence dashboard. And third, the growth. You will be able to understand where you should invest your money, across which channel you should invest your marketing effort to generate a better return on investment. And a lot of people are asking, what's the difference between Datarama and Tableau, Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence, and Tableau or Power BI? Well, it's really easy to explain that. Basically, Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence allows you to handle all the process from connecting data source to visualizing information into a nice dashboard. With other platforms, like for example, Tableau or Power BI, you will have to process the data across so many different software before being able to visualize it. At the end of the day, we can all visualize data on Excel, Photoshop. The real question is, how much effort are we putting to visualize the data correctly? And the best solution on the market today is Salesforce Marketing Intelligence. Platform allows you to handle all the process, connecting the data source to processing the data and harmonizing the different data source to generate a simple and unified dashboard across your different systems. And we often say with Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence that the magic is in the middle. Because today, to be the best performing intelligence tool, it's good to have dashboard and reporting, but that's not it. So on Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence, you can also find insight and analytics. You can get goals, alert, and activation. As we said before, Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence can be your GPS for your next marketing action. But more than everything else, that's the only software that allows you to connect, unify, and centralize all your external system into one place. So now we are able to see the demonstration of the product. So the first thing that I would like to show you is how you can connect your different marketing source. So we always speak about data stream, and there is different way of creating data stream. The first one and the most easiest one is to use API connector. There is more than 150 API connector available on Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence. So you can connect YouTube, you can connect Salesforce. There is a lot of Salesforce integration. You can connect Google Ads, you can connect LinkedIn. After that, you will have Total Connect that is more for platforms that are that doesn't have API, and it will be much more complex product. And then third, you will have Light Connect that is only to visualize data quickly. So I can propose you to have a look at Google Analytics. So for example, Google Analytics is already connected, but you will connect it just by giving your credentials and first a few information, and then you will be able to access a dashboard. This will be automatically created by Marketing Cloud Intelligence. So in a few clicks, you will be able to get the data populated from Google Analytics into a nice looking dashboard. The second thing is if you use Light Connect, maybe we can use it here. I will click on New, Connect, and I will just drop a file here, tac, and I will be able in a few clicks to put a dashboard as well. So it doesn't seem like I cannot drop because I think I'm presenting, but I did it this afternoon as well. So basically you can imagine just drop a CSV file, click on my data stream, and then I will have a look at Light Connect. So it will be here. So here I will be able to put some basic information, and I will access directly from CSV file. So like the idea of Light Connect is just want to have a quick look at my spreadsheet. I don't want to have a look at the row. I want to have something more visual, and then I can directly connect the different source and access the data. So for example, here I can see it's like a CSV file with email addresses. I can know where the employee are working, in which company. It gives me like some basic information, but it can be really interesting if you just want to have a quick look. The difference between Total Connect and Light Connect is that Total Connect will allow you to map the data. So I will just show you an example. What we call mapping the data in Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence is that basically you have the external system here, and you will be able to map it with some other information, other data from a web and a data model in Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence. So you have different data model available in here on the right, and on the left you have external system. The idea is to connect different fields, merge them, and once it's merged, you are able to visualize the information into a dashboard. So once you merge your different fields, you are able to click on visualize, and after you can have a look at Google Analytics, and you will be able to see like this type of dashboard. And on top of that, you can easily create a new widget. So you just have to click here. I will just create a random one. I click here, and then I click like a bar widget, for example. And there is two types of field that we are using. There is measurement and dimension. So for example, I need to put at least one dimension. So for example, it can be like a date. So I will choose like day, for example, my data by day, and then measurement will be measuring. So let's say web analytics. So for example, I want to know the new visit, the daily visitor, and the page view. And just in a few clicks, I can build my report, like my widget, and then I can design it if I want to. So I will just show you an example. So let's say I want to put an image, and then I can click that. So it's really just to show you the feature, but like really beautiful thing like this. So that's how you can create some dashboard into Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence. You also have what we call the marketplace. So this is a pretty new feature. So you will be able to go to market, and here you will be able to search for apps. It's different from data connector, API connector. This is like proper app that are created by external company. So I've seen that Salesforce created a few of them. So let's just write Salesforce. And here you will be able to see the Salesforce Marketing Cloud apps. So it will be a dashboard created only for Salesforce Marketing Cloud, where you pull the data from your different business units. You will also have some other features that are more like for Salesforce CDP, where you need some data lakes. And this is one of the best things I have seen with this software, because like it's really like in 2 clicks you can get like proper dashboard that are looking nice. So I just want to show you one of this dashboard, like the dashboard for the Salesforce Marketing Cloud instance. Unfortunately, I don't have data in my demo account, but it just to give you an idea. You will get like the main metrics. You will be able to see what are the best email at which day of the week and the best time. And after that, once now that we are understand to visualize the data into Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence, what I would like to show you is around the Einstein Marketing Insight. So basically, what is Einstein Marketing Insight is a super simple way to create like alerts and to analyze the data to identify the trend. So in a few, we can do it here actually. I can say, for example, message bounce. I can say if it's we want in general in marketing we want our message bounce to decrease. I can just click select and run, and then after a few seconds, Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence we will build a widget, and this is working with machine learning to basically data and define why it's performing well or why it's not performing well, and identifying some trend. And like Einstein Marketing Insight will be able to provide you some insights based on your current data in the system. And after that, you also have the goal that are interesting. So I just created one for each of your KPI. You will be able to. So I'll just give you an example. If the time on my website is inferior to like 4 minutes per user per session, then like the goal will be like on the low score. I'm able to set up different goal based on metrics, and for each KPI, I will be able to set up goal. So let's say here, this goal is not performing well. Then what I can do is I can use the activation center to create some action. So for example, I can create a rule that say that if this goal is performing at 2%, then I would like to receive an email in my inbox to let me know that I need to react and to do something. So this is like the type of email that it could be, but it can also be way more than that. So I could create a Slack notification. I don't know if you know EFTTT, but I could even create a copy if my ads are not performing correctly on from the dashboard. But I think like the most interesting part is for your ads platform. Let's say you have a KPI that is set up for Facebook ads, and your Facebook ads are not performing well, then I will be able to measure that in my metric, and I will be able to say, okay, if my Facebook is under 30%, then increase the budget by 10%. And then I can get some really interesting thing on that part. After that, I think that after you will be able to export your data into like for example AWS S3 or other like PostgreSQL database. But I think like most of the feature that you can see in Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence are around visualizing data and creating some action based on the data that you generate. So I think that's it for me. And please let me know if you have any question.
So thanks, Arthur. I've been making copious notes of questions as I go through. I know we've got one for the Kashima, and I'll just make her a presenter now so she can ask the question. Whilst I'm doing that, has anyone else got any questions that have sort of bubbled up while Arthur's been talking through? Okay, so you should be able to. Do you want to give that a try and see if you can present and ask your question? I've changed you over to. It almost looks like you may have dropped off. Here we go. I'll try that again.
So there is a question in the chat.
Yep. I've just seen if I can get it set up so that that you could ask that question directly, but it doesn't seem to be working. No problem. Would you like to read the question out, Arthur? And
yep. So there is a question that say, is this sales is available freely or it's a paid one? I think in all the case, it's a paid license. After you have two types of Datarama. You have like the Datarama report that you can find in your Salesforce Marketing Cloud instance, next to Analytics Builder, and you also have like the proper Salesforce Marketing Cloud Intelligence platform that is external to Marketing Cloud, but in fact connected. But in all the case, this is like for like the platform that I presented, it's like something that you have to pay for. But a good alternative to that, is that you can still use Analytics Builder in Salesforce Marketing Cloud to generate some report if you don't have the budget for Datarama. There is another question from Alvaro Blanco. What is the difference between Datarama as a product and the Datarama report included in Salesforce Marketing Cloud? So I will say that the report in Salesforce Marketing Cloud are related to what is happening in Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So for example, if you are sending email, if you are sending SMS messages, where Datarama, the platform itself, is a connector across all the external system that you as a marketer, you can work with. This is like Facebook, Google, like even like a database, PostgreSQL, or a spreadsheet from your advertising agency. So that's the difference.
Just before we go to the questions that are there, I'm just curious about how the relationship of this integration from different systems, how are they matched? How is that match created between different subscribers on different systems? So Marketing Cloud, you've got the subscriber key, but if you're integrating from another platform, how do you build those rules?
So I will say you have. I don't remember the screen that I've shown, but you have like the external system, external data, and you have like the data model. So I think it's all about what external system field you are matching to your data model. And basically you will be able to match different system external field to a same data model. So you could have the data model, for example, online ads. And here you will plug Google, Facebook, LinkedIn ads, or you could have also like the data model messaging. And here you can link your different marketing software, like email marketing software. And after it's, I think the unique identifier is always up to you to define it.
Yep. So it's rule based, and it may require some automations to beforehand to make sure that the rules can work, but it's all rule based and there's an interface for that, UI for that. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. We've got some more questions. We can do the same Einstein analytics, right? That came in a few moments ago. So let's tease that question apart. So is what Datarama is doing similar to what other offerings in Marketing Cloud already do? I think that's the sort of the intent of that question.
Which question should we take first?
Let's go to the next one. So we can do the same with Einstein analytics, right? So I guess the question there is, can other parts of Marketing Cloud also do what Datarama does? What makes it unique? What makes it different to?
I think what makes it different is firstly that you have like an interface that is amazing and smooth. Like it's an enjoyable product to use, but after is that you process the data across different systems to visualize it. Like most of the tools on the market are only here to visualize the data, but with Marketing Cloud, you can pull data from different systems that are nothing related to Salesforce. And on top of that, you can harmonize the data to understand, to have a 360 view of your customer, your prospect. I think that's the main benefit of Datarama.
Yeah.
It's not limited to Salesforce.
I was just going to say a takeaway that I got from the presentation also was the self-serve, easy self-serve. You don't have to be a techo to do it. You can go in there and do it. It's very much about a marketer going into the platform to get out of the platform, Datarama, Marketing Intelligence, what they want. Let's have a look at another question. How long would it take, this is from Eva, how long would it take to have Marketing Cloud Intelligence fully set up with MC data? So that's like how long is a piece of string, but just in your experience, what's the typical time for a typical sort of
I will say like it can take up to 5 minutes if you implement the app. So you will implement the app that I've shown before, and in 5 minutes you will get insights related to your email campaign and your journey across different business units. But at the end of the day, it's exactly like a CRM or like a marketing automation software. It's an ongoing process where you will always improve and iterate on it. So I would say you can kickstart in 5 minutes, but at the end of the day, it's a product if you want to get real value of it, where you should work on it like almost on a daily basis to make it better all the time.
I'm going to ask a question that sort of comes out of that. What's a typical use case? What does everyone want to do, or what are the things that everyone wants to do?
So it will depend on the customer, but I will say like a base thing that people want to do is they want to correlate the data between an email campaign with like the number of visits on a website, for example, or like on like an advertising campaign that is supported with like an email marketing campaign to the number of visits on a specific landing page. It's like following like this to understand which channel is bringing results to the client.
Yeah, and I guess for that, and how long would that process take to set up that integration, getting the flows mapped, putting some UI there? And I guess it's all about the use case for it as well, but I could imagine there'd be a couple of days in there getting it sorted out.
Yeah, I think we are speaking about a couple of days to integrate the different source. And also, I think like the most challenging part is to map the data from external system to like the different data model. I think that's where you need a bit hands-on to be comfortable with.
Is that flexible? Like, do you have to get it right to start with, or can that mapping be a continuous process of refinement?
So I would say it's quite flexible in a way that you have a lot of custom field that you can map. So for example, let's say you don't know where to map your UID from Google Analytics, you will be able to map it to a custom field. However, you still need to understand data model and what are the different templates provided to connect your data. But I think once you understand it, then it should be possible.
I guess there's a bit of technical debt once you get started, because as you set up different views, they're going to rely on the foundation of that data model, and getting that right to begin with. It's so going to be just so important to get that foundation correct, and probably worth spending a little bit more time to begin, just to make sure that those use cases are sorted out. What else have we got here? There's still more questions. Can I customize the data model similar to CDP? I'm going to say yes, but I'll let you answer that. And that's for
I think like you have an out of the box integration with Salesforce CDP, but after, like, I think the beauty of Marketing Cloud Intelligence is that you can really personalize like as you want the system. It's really flexible. At the end of the day, like Marketing Cloud Intelligence is just a tool that takes data as input and display it in a way based on how you process the data. So you can really it will be always based on what do you push into the system and how do you articulate the data in this system to make it look.
Just one of the questions that I had that whilst I was listening to the presentation was, are you working with data views? Oh, sorry, not data view, data extensions in marketing intelligence, or is there a different sort of table? Does it consider it to be its own relational database separate to the data extensions?
Like there is an API connector called Salesforce Marketing Cloud Data Extension that is really useful because like basically a data extension is like a small database where you display some information, and it's really flexible. So it's amazing to be able to take it as an input. But recently what I'm working on a lot is to take as an input the SendLog data extension. So you are able to map a SendLog data extension with the data stream that is specifically made for data extension.
Yeah, and then you'd be looking at some of the critical data views that sort of would help color that picture as well about what events occurred. So yeah, it's a connector. So there's a connector similar to MuleSoft or other Marketing Cloud products, Salesforce products. So the connector is the app that it gets installed, and that builds the connection. So that sort of answers that question. Thank you very much. I particularly liked how notifications can be sent to if this, then that. I noticed on the screen there. I love using that service. Even if it's just a prototype something, so it's very easy to build a notification pathway to go out to email or whatever without having to set up an external service. So I like that integration. I like seeing that on the screen. It was wonderful. A couple of questions
and maybe if I can add, like there is one thing that I didn't mention, but is also that you can use what we call webhook. So basically, based on something, you can interact with an external system to give some instruction for this external. I think it's really interesting how well connected it is to take inputs, but also to push out of the platform.
how many events are exposed on the webhook? So webhooks typically get configured to be called on an event. So you'll typically have a list of different types of events and different destination points for the events, and each of those will have a payload that can be sent on them. How many events are there that you can push event webhooks on?
I don't have like the specific answer on the limit rate, but I guess like every time you reach a specific KPI or a goal, you should be able to trigger an event.
Yeah, so I guess that makes sense. Couple of questions for Hashima. First one, is it expensive? And I know you've answered this in a way, and we don't talk about dollars really, because I think we can talk about pricing models, but dollars doesn't make sense because it's just different for different folk. But is it expensive? I guess that's the big question. And I know if you are Salesforce, it's difficult to answer that. But is it an expensive thing, or not the free one? Obviously, that's free, but the expensive one, or does that depend? Is there a pricing model based on the number of contacts, or how does that pricing model work? I think it's better to ask it that way than what's the price.
So I think the pricing will be based on user and on raw consume. Every time you pull data from another system, you will fill out your Marketing Cloud Intelligence with new raw that you are adding to the system, and your license will have a limit in terms of raw that you can generate in the system. Yeah. In terms of pricing, I would say it's depend. Like it's all about what type of customer you are. Like if you are like a big corporation with 10,000 employees, like it will not be expensive as if you are an individual that work as a freelancer. It's always about the different point of view that you have.
And I totally get that. It'd be interesting to understand. We've actually got an event coming up soon where we want to talk about not the price, but what influences the price, which is the pricing model. So it might be interesting to find out more from you about marketing intelligence for that. Last question I've got here, and if anyone's got no more questions, we'll finish off soon. Hashima, when a customer subscriber is covered 360 degrees, how the security or preferences of subscriber is protected? You want to answer that question? I guess it goes to, I'll let you answer it, Arthur. That's in the Q&A.
In the Q&A, okay.
Yeah.
When a customer subscriber is covered 360 degree, how the security or preference of a subscriber is protected? I don't have this one.
But just concentrate on the second part. I think it's how it's the security, and how is it secured? How is it secured in the cloud? How does it work? Is it obviously
system is protected?
Yeah.
I think like the only thing I can think of is two-factor authentication and like the classic web securing like access to the platform. I don't have any information if there is like I don't think there is an end-to-end encryption, or we are doing some HIPAA visualization, because it's all about visualizing the data to take action. So I hope it answers the question.
Yeah. I don't know, but maybe the database can be encrypted. Maybe there's sort of different levels of encryption that can be applied. So you sort of not got the data unencrypted at rest. Look, I'm just guessing, but I guess there'd be a good process around that as well. Yep. Maybe it's a question that we can tease out later on. Are there any more questions? I don't think there are. I think we covered them all. I'm just going through the list. Thank you so much, Arthur, for presenting. I've learned a little bit. Oh, hang on, look at an unread message. What's that one say? That's just a thank you for a wonderful session. Yeah. Thank you for thinking.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Arthur, for presenting. we'll get you back real soon. I think there was a couple of questions about the pricing model. So we might ask if you can just be able to share some of the KPIs, some of the levers that are used to determine pricing, like the number of users or contacts or how that works. And I think the one about security is interesting. It's very more of a general one. So I might try and address, take that offline with you and get back to the person that asked it, so we can just close that one off as well. We've recorded this session. The recording will be shared soon, just as soon as we can get it out there. Talk soon, everyone. So much.
See you.
Wonderful
Bye.
presentation. Bye.
Thank you.